G'day ladies and gents. This is going to be a bit of a different video. I won't be building something or showing something I've built or showing the animals, except for goldfish here, which there's one down about a foot. But this video is about a YouTuber, or actually he's on all sorts of different internet stuff, but YouTube's the one that people are really having fun with at the moment. There's this bloke, Steve Quest. That's his real name, is Steve Quest. Now this is a man who likes to be a bit of a hero. What he does is he goes around talking about everybody else, talking crap, and then if you go back at him, what he'll do is he'll hunt down your information, your phone number, your address, your real name. He'll go on Google Earth and type in your address just so that he can put out all your information, show exactly where you live and what your house looks like. That's the sort of scumbag this bloke is. Now he's been doing this for bloody years, you know, well over a decade, decade and a half probably. And anyway, a couple of fish there. So Mr. Steve Quest, a couple of months ago, you know, Drummer gets this message from him. Now Drummer828 is an internet, well, he's a YouTuber who, you know, he does all sorts of stuff, talks about all sorts of stuff. And back in the early 20-teens, probably, oh God knows, 2011, 2012, Drummer was involved in calling somebody out that needed to be called out, that should have been called out. They'd done some stuff that they shouldn't have done, some stuff that isn't looked upon very nicely by most of the population. And this bloke got called out and Steve stood up for him. Steve Quest, must remember that, Mr. Steve Quest. He stood up for this bloke, and even after he found out that he was in the wrong, this bloke had done the wrong thing, he couldn't pull it back. He was too invested. So he just kept up with the lie and kept on defending this bloke for no good reason, just because he felt like it. He didn't want to have to walk it back. He felt that that was the pussy move. He's one of these people that thinks that, you know, admitting that you're wrong is a bad thing. If you're wrong, you're bloody wrong. That's all there is to it. You know, if you're wrong, you say so and get on with life. If you want to carry it on and keep admitting that it, you know, trying to say that you're in the right when you're not, well, people are going to keep calling it out, dragging it out. That's on you. If you had said, "Yep, no worries, this bloke's in the wrong," it would have been over in 10 minutes flat. But you didn't. That's why it dragged on for a while. And then this bloke became irrelevant up until not long ago when he contacted Drummer again. Until then, everybody had forgotten who this bloke was. They'd forgotten he bloody existed, even though he's got so many accounts on YouTube, so many sock accounts, you know, and all the other platforms. Now, we're not talking just a few. No. We're talking dozens and dozens. You know, it's somewhere between, I've seen it said between 50 and 150 is a low sort of an estimate. It's somewhere around there. So, you know, this bloke, all he does is sit on the internet all day and either hunt people down or talk shit. And when I mean talk shit, I mean talk shit. Like, you go to some of his videos and it's just, we're talking Star Trek stuff, eh? Because it is out there. Yeah, And he's got so much of a hard time remembering what he says because he's so full of shit. Tell the truth. Then you only got to remember one story. How hard's that? If you talk shit, you got to remember what story you told. And most of the time, you can't. Therefore, you get it wrong. Stick to the one story. The truth. It's easier. So anyway, drummer gets the message from him. And he's saying that he's taking somebody else to court. It's a veiled threat. You know, one of those hero threats. A veiled one. That he's taken somebody to court and rah, rah, rah. So anyway, drummer makes a video. Mister Metokur sees it. Mister Metokur makes the video. Now everybody's laughing at this bloke. Exactly what he deserves. And it's what he's getting. Just heard a frog in there somewhere. And anyway, just because Nick Rekieta speaks to Jim online, doesn't know who he is, nothing about him, Nick and Jim get threatened with doxing. Now, he already tried to dox drummer, but he's so good at it, he got the wrong address, the wrong name, all the details he had wrong. It was just some random place that drummer was at years and bloody years ago. So Steve decides to release all this information. And everybody's calling him out for being a tool. Oh, my spider lilies are flowering. Months and months out of when they should be, but they are. Unusual, but it gets down and snows here. And it's got bloody close to snowing lately. We've had minus 7.5 degrees Celsius here. It gets up to 50 in the summertime here, Celsius. So, you know, it's, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but let's just say bloody hot. So all my plants are middle of winter here at the moment, so, you know. Anyway, back to the story. So anyway, Monty's tried to make himself out to be a hero, tried to make himself relevant again by contacting drummer, and he was hoping for a little bit of exposure. But he didn't count on Mister Metokur getting onto it. Nice shoots. So anyway, Mister Metokur and drummer and Nick Rekieta, they all get threatened. They all get threatened that they're going to have all their stuff released. Now that's a scumbag move. If somebody wants to stay anonymous online, let them. Gee, Steve Quest, you tried to stay anonymous yourself. That's why you've got your October Rains, your Montagraph, your Montagraph Live. I reckon you're that Daniel bloke that I was talking to in the middle of the night as well. Probably day over there, but it was the middle of last night here. Because I went on one of Monty's videos. I wanted to check this out for myself. I don't just take everybody's word for it. So I looked into who Monty was. And sure enough, I left a video on one of his, left a comment on one of his videos just saying, not here to watch, just here for the comments. I'm always up for a bit of fun, something like that. And which I'd already watched a few of Monty's videos, so I sort of got the drift of who he was. Not overly impressed. So I'll leave that comment, and a heap of his accounts, well, I'm pretty sure most of them were sock accounts, were leaving comments as well. It was funny because during that time I noticed how every other negative comment in any light, every other negative comment got deleted except for mine. Mine was the only one left up. And there was only CC Brown, which I'm starting to doubt as a sock account for him now. I know that a lot of people say it is, but I'm starting to doubt it. But this Daniel one that I was talking to, I'm pretty sure that was another one of his sock accounts. But anyway, halfway through the night, when me and this Daniel bloke are going backwards and forwards, lo and behold, the video disappears. He takes down a few of them, a few of his videos. Any ones involving Mister Metokur, Nick Rekieta, so forth, they all get taken down. And then Jim and Nick get on and have a live stream about him. Because, you know, he's making himself out to be a bit of a hero, and he's making threats to everybody, and he even rang Nick. Rang his work number, he's a lawyer. He rang his work number and had a bit to say. Oh, it's flaring at last. So yeah, everybody jumped on Mister Metokur's stream and we were having a good laugh. Gee whiz, you know, laughing's good for the soul. And Monty does enough to make us laugh, that's for bloody sure. So anyway, Monty's on there, sprouting off, going off his head. And he gets made fun of. Now Monty goes around doxing people while trying to keep his own information private. How much of a tool is that? Lower than a pregnant snake's belly, mate. That's low. He was in a court case recently, that's why his name is now out. It's the only reason. People knew his name before, but he kept on. He would always deny it, say it wasn't him. Well, now everybody knows. Now everybody knows for sure who you are. So now he might go out and change his name again. Because he tried to be relevant again after nearly a decade, but he bit off more than he could chew. If it was just drama that was onto this, yeah, there would have been a few people that knew about it. But gee, once Mister Metokur and Nick Rekieta got a hold of it, well, actually, Nick didn't. He got involved by Steve Quest. And he deserves everything he gets. He's a tool. Nothing but a turnip. Everything he gets, he deserves. End of story. So, Steve, you know who I am. You've pointed me out on a few occasions when I've left comments towards you. So you know exactly who I am, and I'll tell you what, I'll go one better, Steve. There you are, mate. That's my face, that's who I am. Dox away. My docs are out there, mate. I don't care. The only people I care about is my mum and dad and my kids. People who want to try and dox me, or people that don't like me, suck a long and hairy one, mate. Doesn't worry me in the slightest little bit. You're only proving how much of an idiot you are. Oh, the belladonna's up. So, go for it. People don't call you out because they want to stay anonymous. They don't want you doxing people. They don't want you letting out their information. Mine's out there, mate. I don't care. People got to call you out to stop you. Because otherwise you're just going to keep going. So anyway, that's the end of this rant. I just thought I'd say my bit. I really have a problem with people that do this sort of thing. People want to stay anonymous. Now, people like Jim. Jim is a relevant thing, alright? He's a relevant thing because Jim is more like a community service. He finds sick, twisted dumbasses who put themselves out there. Remember that, they put themselves out there. Jim finds them and makes them famous. And he does it with style and etiquette. And I think Mr. October Rainman's a bit jealous of that. So that's why he's decided to go at Mister Metokur now. And Mister Metokur just called you out for what you do, man. Didn't make up any crap, nothing like that. He called it out for what it is. He's a necessity. As I said, he's a community service. Good on him. Nick Rekieta, same thing. Bloody good lawyer. If I was in America, I'd use him. So anyway, if you try to dox him, mate, you're nothing but a snake. Nothing. You're lower than a snake's bunghole. Alright? That's it. But keep doing what you're doing, mate. You want to be famous? Well, good luck. You are famous, alright. You know what? Jim is going to be remembered for who he is and what he does. Mr. Steve Quest, he's going to be remembered as one of Jim's subjects and nothing more. Nothing more. Have fun, Steve. Hope you have a good day, mate.